Hey, fans of the Reigning Monarchs, on Friday the 9th and on Saturday the 10th, we are playing two record release parties, one at the Doll Hut in Anaheim. That's Friday the 10th or the 9th, and Saturday the 10th we're playing at the Cat Club on the Sunset Strip here in Hollywood. Come on out, buy the single, see the show. Might be the last show we do for a while.
Wow, that got weird. So this is Walking the Room podcast number 7.
Yeah.
That was I like how I came into that. It was just
I like that. And I did what I normally do. I say yeah a lot. I notice in the podcast I go yeah. Yeah.
Well, you
You
want...
know why? Because I want to affirm you. I need to affirm the things that come out of your mouth, because if you didn't, they just sound stupid.
What you want to do is you want to...
smack you in the side of the head today.
Pretend like you're listening.
If you could see Dave right now and you had a fist balled up, you just want to slam it right into his temple.
You would like to pretend like you're listening. So you go, yeah, when in your head, as I'm telling some story about how my father left me in a parking lot while he went inside of a bar. So you're going, yeah, but in your head going, I'm going to make some pants.
I did. I think I would actually, as soon as you said that, I would go, oh, I wonder what he was wearing. What was he wearing when he did that? Did he have an old suit on, or did he have some, was this the 70s? Was he wearing a plaid trouser with a little kick down at the bottom?
Yeah,
a little flare?
Yeah, it was the 70s. He didn't wear a trouser, but he often wore jeans with a flare.
Yeah.
A button-up shirt.
Yeah.
With big old-ass collars.
Yeah.
And he had bright red hair, so he had a Fu Manchu situation going on.
Oh, my God, dude.
And then big old sideburns and curly hair.
You know what I'd say to your dad when I saw him walking into the bar?
What?
Kung Fu, buddy. Kung Fu. Bring it up. Bring that foot up. And let's see you do it.
That was like a walking
Where
fuck
are you
party.
from?
That was a walking
fuck party.
Yeah.
Hey, let's change the room. Let's change the show to Walking Fuck Party.
Okay.
Or Starfish Circus. A lot of people really like Starfish Circus.
I tell you, I've come around.
If you go to a circus with starfish, you're going to have the best fucking time, because they're the most entertaining sea creatures alive.
Have you started making outfits for them yet?
Well, it's weird. It's hard to put a hat on them because they've no head, and yet they're all head. If you think about it,
you can pick apart one of their legs to be a head, and then
if you can get them to bend their legs up and form like a crown, you could then put a hat on top of that. Starfish Circus. So far, this podcast is about fucking nothing, and I'm talking about all 7 episodes.
I've listened to them. It's pretty.
They're hard.
It's a chore.
A lot of natural reverb.
I feel like
and mono. The people. Let me tell you something. I don't know if Dave has agreed to this idea, but I was thinking maybe we do 10 of these and make that a season, and take a break, and then see if somewhere along the way somebody donates their services to help us actually record this like a professional podcast, because there are professional podcasts.
Is we had people offer. I had a back and forth with Steve Agee on Facebook, and I told him to set up, and he goes, "Oh, you should be fine."
I've actually had a friend who has a podcast, Angie C., who is at houndstoothradio.com, and she's sent messages checking in to see if she can help. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to call her, and then I just don't. And then you show up, and it's the same shit. And at some point, people are going to tire of it.
No, today was the best ever, because we set everything up.
Yep.
And then had no sound coming out of. We couldn't tell how our levels were. Okay. Like that matters. Like we ever adjust our levels. We just listen to it and go, sounds good. And then later on, we go back. Yeah. And we go, oh, it sounds
The other part of this assumes that people are listening.
No.
It's not like you and I put these things up, go to our computers later on, listen to them as though we're listeners, and go, this must be nice for people to hear, and realize it's just us.
I know.
We got 2 hits today, you and me.
No, I know for sure my dad and my wife are listening.
Okay, so there's 4 of us.
So we're fucking.
My wife's not listening actively.
She isn't?
She doesn't need to know.
Is she upset?
Here's the thing: if you were married to me, would you want to hear me talk more?
I don't want to hear you talk more. And I'm doing it with you.
I get it. That's the thing. I don't either.
I would like to take the glasses off of your head and shove them down your throat.
Oh my God. Ah, that would hurt.
So we got a. I would also like to say that Jimmy Dore, who does a podcast and has a radio show on Liberal Hippie Radio, he offered to help with the sound.
Yep.
And I called him 7 days later and said, "Hey, so we're going to do another podcast. Can you call?" And he never called me back.
Wow.
But that might have been because I waited 7 days to call him.
It might have been, because I think he maybe, and I actually, in that 7 days, I've actually done his podcast. So if you want to hear what I really sound like, go to Comedy and Everything Else, because I'm great on there. I just did Marin's podcast. So if you want to hear real podcasts, I'm on them.
Did you plug our podcast while you were on those podcasts?
No, I think I just pretty much talked about my flailing career. So every
this
time,
is part of your flailing career.
I want to build this excitement on its own. I don't want to be out there. I want this thing to have its own natural grassroots revolution where someone goes, he didn't even mention his podcast when he was here, and now it's the biggest thing on his webpage.
You're the stupidest asshole I've ever encountered. That's
I'm horrible at
fucking thing
I'm horrible at promoting.
You had two popular podcasts.
We talked about it on Jimmy's, definitely. And Marin's, it just got we were already into what my family life is like.
Cheers.
Yeah.
A lot of crying.
A lot of just like interesting, stuff.
Did you guys talk about how you built your clown?
I'll tell you how I built my clown, one Cheerio at a time.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
All right, so
I don't know.
So we got a question.
Raid on Entebbe. Here comes a helicopter.
Oh, I had to do something at the end of the last podcast. Some people didn't understand what happened. At the end of 6.
Yes.
What happened was me and Greg were doing it in Greg's bedroom. Not doing it. We were doing the podcast.
Dave was blowing. Sometimes we do it.
Sometimes when we do the podcast, I'm inside of Greg. That's just how we do them. Like we think the energy's better that way.
Yeah. It usually starts up like this. I go, "Oh, dude, I don't think I can take it. Let me blow you."
Yeah.
But then he never does.
And then it ends up as a podcast.
So many people just quit the podcast now.
Yeah, no. So we lost
unlucky 7.
All of Ohio.
Unlucky 7.
We're now banned in Ohio.
Yeah.
And anyway,
we
were doing the podcast. We were being very loud. On going back and listening to it, I could hear your daughters in the room next door talking during the podcast.
Right. They were having a sleepover. They had a friend over.
Yeah, so I had to drop those parts out. We should have left that in there. We are such
because then it would give them some people something interesting to listen to during the podcast. They could have heard something that would have been worth listening to.
I like ponies. But that's not much different. We like ponies.
Yeah, we did too. Yeah.
Purple. So I had to drop out some of the stuff that was in the podcast, so it didn't sound weird. But all of the shit we were yelling and all the fucking horrible nonsense that comes out of our mouths.
Yeah.
Your daughter was hearing. Your kids were hearing it all.
No, I think we were talking about like either eating ass or there was some. I mean, I remember like going, "Oh wow," we were like shouting about dropping our balls in ice cream. We were, which is so sad.
No, that's good.
And no, that doing it is fine. I'm just talking about it as sad.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Because we're adults. We're older. We're what are we? 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got to hear all that, and I'm sure that your daughter's friend went home and told her parents about how, Greg was in the other room shouting about dipping his balls in ice cream, and so you have to deal with that.
That's all right. Her dad's the session guitar player for the Goo Goo Dolls. It's all fine.
Oh,
but Amira came in at the end and then asked us if we could possibly A, stop shouting, B, stop being who we are as people, and then C, take it downstairs. But at that point, we were done.
Yeah,
all of our podcasts should actually we should actually use a person as a monitor to go enough, and then just have us stop the show. So sometimes our shows would be like 5 minutes long.
I wish people could call in, because even though they can't hear it being recorded, I'm sure that they would want to be able to go, all right.
Stop.
Wrap her up.
And done.
And thank you.
Yeah.
It's only 13 minutes. I know.
That's enough.
We got our fill.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So here's the thing. When your wife came in and said, this is why I wanted you to do it downstairs, I was in the middle of saying something about mini mints.
Mini mints?
Mini mints. I was at Trader Joe's. And I'm cruising through the ice cream aisle. I'm checking it out because even if I'm not going to buy it, I like to see what's happening there.
Sure,
So I check in and go,
yeah.
Hi, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, and there's sorbet, soy shit, and a lot of it makes you wish you could punch ice cream.
Yeah,
because it's just fucking bullshit.
Well, it's a game. It's the fat people's game that they all play. Just eat less of it, and then you can have as much ice cream as you want. But when you start playing the sorbet, let's have the soy. Yeah. You know, hey, rice milk. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's made of cow's fat. This shit is fat. It's fucking frozen fat. That's what ice cream is, and that's what makes it so awesome. Is that you're not afraid to go, give me your fat cow, and then put some mint in it, or some chocolate in it, or some and then add cookie dough. Fat fucker.
Wow.
Wow.
This got a little weird.
I need help.
No, I understand. I need to lose some weight.
No, I wasn't saying that at you. I was talking to ice cream. I was talking to ice cream.
What you said was, why do you have tits on your back?
God, dude.
So I'm cruising the ice cream aisle, and I look down, and there's a little box, and it says Trader Joe's Mini Mints. And it's mint ice cream.
Right.
Little tiny sandwiches with Oreo cookies on the outside.
Wait, explain that to me.
It's like a little ice cream sandwich,
right.
Round dial ice cream sandwich shaped thing.
Right.
Oreo cookies on the outside, mint ice cream on the inside. It's like a little wheel of fucking heaven.
Oh my God. That's like, there's a fury now for me to finish this podcast and then just go eat those.
It was like having elves come in my mouth.
Oh my God.
Little happy elves.
Just streams of mint cum.
Oh my God.
Are we the dirtiest podcast out there without being...
We don't know how to talk about food.
We don't. Because we get to such a... Because I think it's because both of us are married and pretty content there, and we've got kids. And so to experience some... And it's always new shit. You know what I mean? So it's like our new obsession is like, as opposed to like a new girl, it's like a new... Because I was going to say, whenever I go to 7-Eleven, I have to walk through the candy aisle and just go, what's new? What have they done? What have they not done? And then I find, what's happening? Who put something out? Because they do. It's almost like record release week. It's like you go out and go, who fucking tried to do... You put, okay, what's Reese's doing over there? They got a white chocolate caramel Reese's? No. How does that work? You go in and you see what freaky thing they attempt and what's
I tried something the other day. It didn't work.
What was it?
Thing. There were nuts and it just didn't work.
It's like the coconut M&M. Nice try, gross. Doesn't work. We don't need it. Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
I know.
Coconut in any fucking candy?
It doesn't work.
Fuck you. There should not be coconut near candy.
I'm not a big fan
Keep your fucking coconut on your little fucking island because it does not to be...
I get it.
It does not to be... Near chocolate... Coconut and chocolate? Go fuck yourself. You're a fucking animal.
Now, here's the thing. I don't mind a coconut ice cream or even a sorbet. I'm going to say if I had to have a sorbet, I'd have the coconut if I had to. No. But I don't need it in my chocolate. I don't need anything really in my chocolate except chocolate and some caramel. I'm not a big nut guy.
I don't mind a fucking wafer up in that.
A wafer's all right, maybe, but I prefer a cookie. If you're going to... Don't wafer me. Just fucking go cookie. A wafer's like half-assed. Like, oh,
yeah,
Grammy.
So what? Sometimes
here, Grammy, are you doing no teeth, Grammy?
Here. You know what?
I'm old.
Grammy
can fucking eat it.
Teeth. She needs a fucking wafer.
Yeah. Let me put on my CSI Miami and have a fucking wafer. Wafers are for old ladies.
Here's what I can't
You are an old lady.
Here,
let me tell you something.
Is what I can't wait for.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait to come visit you in the old folks' home when you're like 98, just sitting there gumming your fucking gummy bears. And I'm going to pull out a goddamn chocolate wafer situation.
That's fucked up.
And I'm going to go, oh, do you want this? You can't have it. I'm going to bite into it. And then I'm going to give you a nice fucking cookie. I'm going to watch you gum it, drool coming down your cheeks. I'm going to slap you.
Oh, that's fucked up.
You know why? Because of this moment.
That's fucked up. And I'm going to say, I want to go to a point you made earlier about having tits on your back. So I went to a pool party yesterday.
Woo!
And for the 4th of July. And there was a bunch of other dudes there, some of them heavier. And I said, who's going in the pool?
Uh-oh.
And every guy said, not me. And I said, no, me either. And I'll tell you why. I don't want to think to myself, what does my lower back look like?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have that thought. Like, how do... Because there was a point in time where you just fucking took your shirt off and got in the pool.
Yeah.
And look, there were dudes there that were going in the pool. Not that many. But I'm like, no. This is the best shape I've ever been in, and I'm still like not taking the shirt off. Not going shirtless. Not thinking, don't want to think about my lower back fat.
You should have gone in with your sweater.
Oh, dude, Cardi in the pool. Let's bring it in. Let's have a Cardi party in the pool. Are you ready? I should have. And my hat and my glasses. I should have just gone right in.
I would not go swimming. If there was, what we should do is there should be a movement to bring back the 1920 swimsuit situation.
Dude, let's do it.
Down to the knees, full body action.
Dude, I'm getting involved in that. Let's do it.
Because no one needs to see what's happening in my torso. My whole torso is just not working out. And between
I feel like inviting someone to a pool party now is almost a challenge. It's not a party; it's a challenge. How man are you? You going to go in with your kids?
Because then you got to go in with your kids because your kids want to go in the pool.
Can I tell you something? My 2 girls swim; they both can swim, but my 5-year-old swims like she's drowning. And she refuses to have help, and everybody that sees her in a pool thinks something horrible is happening. She has the same athletic ability as her father, and she swims up vertically.
Oh, no.
And she swims vertically with her head cocked back. So the only thing that really is her nose and mouth are out of the water, and then the rest of it is flailing around at angles in the water.
And she's having a good time.
She's loving it. And you try and touch her like she goes, no, I got it, Dad. Like, fucking back off. This is my style.
Oh, my God.
And she looks like a tadpole.
Wouldn't it be great, though, if that became, like, the next Olympic swimming style?
Ah, the mighty. Just you have to swim vertically with just your mouth out of the water. It's insane.
All right. I'm done with this one.
That ended on a low point.
Whatever.
Oh.
Walking the room, another segment.
Now, Dave, so...
Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's just the worst start.
What the fuck
I don't
was
know.
that?
I think I had some protein shake. When I say protein shake, I think you know what I'm talking about, ladies.
No, you literally just had a protein shake. If you are...
Why did I include ladies in that? Like, why did I say ladies?
Because you're a horrible
I'm kind of a
person.
dipshit, huh?
Yeah, you're a moron.
But in the best way.
If you had been trying to, like, right there, like, sort of gather your thoughts or sort of put something together in the middle of a conversation, that would have been great. But you were coming out of the gate with
Yeah. Here's what I want to say.
Dave.
So there's a lot going on in my life right now. Some of it is just too personal for the podcast, but and you know a little bit of what's going on. Basically, I'm just having, everybody has those
by
periods
you,
in life.
you mean me.
Right.
It's a bummer. I'll say that, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, I've been going through some, but they're not things they're not actually happening to me. They're happening to other people in my family. So this is just one of those periods, and everybody has those periods in life where it literally, like, my hard drive crashed last week and I lost everything. Everything I had on my computer.
Really?
Everything. That happened. Had a family member fall completely apart. Had to sort of fix that. My dad comes down. He gets involved. And I'm not feeling a lot of, like, pity for myself, but I'm also just trying to hold it together. I'm trying very hard to help a couple of friends, you being one of them, get projects up and going, and I'm just doing a lot of stuff at once. And I'm in this world, and I'm thinking about all my stuff, and how hard I'm having it right now, trying to figure out what income stream, just life. And I head out to my car. I'm going to do an unpleasant errand. And a guy comes across the street and asks me to roll down my window. And at first I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. And I think, what does this guy want? And he leans in the car and says, Greg. So he knows me. So that's who I am. Hang on.
Did he have a gun?
No. And he said, hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but the folks that live right behind you. So our house faces Aqua Vista. The street that goes down next to it is Kraft.
You just
that makes the corner. That's all right. And come get my stuff. It's not worth anything. I've got a guitar. Anyway, he says the people that live in the house directly behind yours, the husband just dropped dead.
What?
47 years old. He, twin daughters. And I think to myself, this guy lives less than a foot from me.
Yeah.
I don't know him. I don't know his wife. I don't know his kids. And I don't know the neighbor that's talking to me. I don't know them. It's not that and I've always been like, how come I don't know anyone in this neighborhood? And then I'm like, what, have you tried to know them? Like, there's a thing sometimes where I think things are sort of supposed to come, like, it's not that you're not being nice, but I think sometimes you think people are supposed to, I don't know, like things are supposed to come to you. And so clearly, like Amir and I had to Google the house to find their names.
You Googled the neighbor who died to figure out who they were?
To figure out their names because we couldn't just let it go by. So the next night we made some and there were people coming and going from their house all day, everyone in the neighborhood, people dropping stuff off, and so we thought, and so we made some we make this caramel popcorn stuff and put that in there and bought a couple gifts for the kids and went next door and said, hi, we've been here for 5 years, we don't know you and we're really sorry. And they were very, very sweet about it. And then I just went, man, I don't understand the reason to live in a neighborhood and not really know your neighbors. I just feel like
everyone's too busy.
But you know what? It's not. It's as easy as just walking down the street and just going, hey, I live next door if you ever need anything. Like, that's what a community's supposed to be. And I feel like, I feel like for all of the, like, I'm a good guy and I'm a liberal and I do this and this, that I fucking don't walk the walk. So
wait, you're the guy who on this podcast has been saying you don't like to leave your house.
Exactly.
So why are you going to go meet your neighbor?
But that's the problem. See, that's what I'm saying. That's got to stop. So last night we had 4th of July weekend. They shoot fireworks off at one of the studios very close to the house. So we just walked down the street, literally shook everybody's hand. They're all sitting out there, said, we haven't barely talked to you guys. So we haven't talked to you, and blah, 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 blah. And everyone was lovely. Everyone was embracing, and we sat on these folks' lawn, and we met the gay couple that lives across the street. They've got a big boxer who's a dog who's a...
so it's not a dude.
But it's a male dog. It's a male dog, but they're two gay guys. You want to know what they call their dog? Mary. Like, stop licking your balls, Mary. So anyway, so we meet these people.
I was actually hoping that they had a dude. They kept a guy as a pet, a boxer.
Well, they do. They do.
Okay. That would be awesome.
They've got Larry Holmes.
On a leash.
They have Larry Holmes
on a leash. Boxer. Oh my God. This is our boxer, Mary. What's up?
Oh my God, is that Manny Pacquiao? Why is he on all fours? Wow, he's got a weird life off the out of the ring.
Out of the ring, as they say. Yeah.
Off the canvas. So, okay, so now I'm trying to, but also, it's not like people come banging on our door a ton. So I'm talking to the woman.
Except for that real estate guy that you...
Yeah, well, I ran him off. So then I'm talking to one of the neighbors last night as we're making our way down the street and deciding we're going to get more involved. And, and people are lovely and very embracing. But this one woman says, where do you live again?
Uh-oh.
And I said, oh, we live down in Aqua Vista. And she goes, oh, the two-story.
Oh, you guys are bad people.
We are the people that started the what I ultimately is like called gentrification. Well, we didn't. The house was built before we got here. But we live in a series of Studio City in an area with a lot of beautiful one-story, either Spanish or Craftsman homes. And this is a two-story sort of Cape Cod-y type situation. And it was like the second one they built.
But you didn't build it. You guys didn't.
No, we just came here and bought the house.
So was it new when you bought it?
No, but it had just been flipped.
Okay, well, so I fucking hate in my neighborhood. They build these. It's mostly people from the Middle East,
right?
And they build these giant blocks of buildings. And there's no yard. They just use all the space for house. Right. And people fucking hate it because it's like a giant warehouse.
Right.
And
well, they keep their yards on the inside. I don't know if you know that. But it's so hot in the Middle East that if you want a yard, it's so hot in the Middle East that if you want a yard, you have to keep it inside.
Well, now that
so they're actually filled with gigantic, like there's play yards inside, lots of grass. Yeah, they do a lot of gardening indoors.
So people hate that.
Yeah.
People in our neighborhood, and because it looks terrible. But this house doesn't look terrible. It looks like a nice house.
It doesn't, but here's
except for the blood on the outside.
Right. Yeah.
That's a warning.
Yeah. Well, Anyway, so there were so many thoughts. There were so many things I wanted to say that I thought, well, that's just going to make it bad for everyone. But after our house was built, the house directly across the street and caddy corner went up with 2-story houses.
I watched that one go up.
Now, one of them is sort of an atrocity, and the other one's nice. So the woman says to me last night, she said, well, we went to go look at the house that's caddy corner from yours because we just want to see how the other half lives. Kitty corner. She said, we want to see how the other half lives.
Oh,
and I'm like,
this is why you don't hang out with your neighbors.
So they're like, right. So I was like, the other half. I was like, George Clooney lives across this. Like, that's how the other half lives. They live right up there on the hill. Studio City bends up into the hills. And at the top of Studio City is where Britney Spears and George Clooney are.
Yeah.
That's where the other half lives. We're not the other half. You know what I mean? So so I kind of got a little bit of like, we might not have been welcome immediately here either. Doesn't matter because we had a great time last night.
Because you live in this fucking house?
What the
fuck is wrong
some of
with
the people in this neighborhood have lived here since the beginning of Wood.
Well,
so
guess what? Shit changes.
I know, it does, but that isn't easy for everybody. And also, then...
Okay, you know what? It's not easy for you. You don't have to.
Plus, also, I wear a hat. I mean, you've seen me.
No, I know.
Would you want to be my friend? The checkerboard car?
If she just walked
up and fucking twat. Would you want to make friends with me?
No, I don't want to be friends with you now. I'm just trying to fucking piggyback on whatever your fame is to get this podcast going.
Wow, too late.
Too
late. That was 3 years ago. Yeah. Too late.
No, people still know who you are. You're like the Jim.
Dude,
I'm not even like the Jim J. Bullock of the year 2006.
Dude, a year ago I was that guy from that thing. Now I'm like the what? You did what?
Oh, people! You're now the I'm glad it's over guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ!
I hated that.
You're drinking. Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. Back it up. So in between segments, we went downstairs. I had a Cinnabon because I gotta keep my jugs in nice shape. And Greg made himself some sort of smoothie, milkshakey protein situation in his blender. And he put it into a coffee cup, and now you're sitting next to me on the couch, drinking it out of a fucking straw. How am I not supposed to beat the living shit out of you? How do we walk out of this room without you not having any teeth? Explain it to me, because you are a fucking. What the fuck is the matter with you? It's a fucking bendy straw. You are you.
I live with little kids.
What? But that's so. If you live with little kids, why do you fucking drink it out of the fucking cup?
Yeah, no, because then you get this.
You get that because you're drinking out of a fucking with a straw on the side.
No,
take the straw out of the cup, put it in the fucking gut. No wonder no one in this neighborhood likes you. Look at you. Jesus Christ! If they could fucking look into the house,
it's true.
They'd be horrified.
They would be. I get it.
Yeah, now you're picking up your iPod because you're uncomfortable with the situation. So you're trying to distract yourself.
I'm calling it. That's that girl that I designed clothes with, and she's coming over later.
Yeah. No, that helps. So to get out of the bendy straw situation, you talk about how someone's going to come over and help you design pants. Oh my God!
Might be sweaters today.
I want to ram this microphone up your ass and beat you and just beat you until people can hear the moans.
Oh my God. We should end the podcast that way one time. That would be. People are like, man, you got to. The content's kind of horseshit, but the way they end that podcast, one of them beats the other one fucking senseless, and the other guy doesn't defend himself, so it's just a thick thud of fucking skin on skin. Just thwap, thwap, thwap. No, please, God. Like that. Ow! Oh, it hurts!
You know what we learned in this segment. And there's always something.
Is there more?
Takeaway.
Is there takeaway?
There's something you learn through this podcast if you're just how to live life. And in this one, we learned that Greg is a douchebag and all of his neighbors are right. This is the next segment. Here's what happened between segments. Now I got to tell you what happens between segments. because Greg's a fucking moron. So, between segments, Greg goes, hold on. I got to tell you something. And he starts telling me a somewhat interesting story. And I said, hey, you're a fucking moron. why don't we talk about this? Because this is the kind of shit that...
Shitbag, listen, every time you say something mean, all I know is that all you're saying to me is you're too handsome. And I get that. But you can't be intimidated by that the whole time we do this. This has been our friendship forever. I have always worn a hat and had an angular personality. But what you need to know is that sometimes I like to tell you things because I think we actually have a friendship and you're not using me just for broadcasting purposes.
I have nothing to say to you. Why would I even respond to you?
Because that's what this is. It's 45 fucking sorry minutes.
Our friendship is alive.
I wonder if people that listen to this, like I assume some people listen to this in their car, like they put it in their iPods and do it in their car. And I wonder if, like, even when they're not in a traffic jam, this makes them feel like they are. Like they're cruising on the highway going, this still feels like I'm stuck in something. And they want it to stop.
Yeah, no, I want it to stop.
Like they get hot and start looking around. They're like, I want to make this interesting, but I can't.
Well, it's like when you have to go to your families for Thanksgiving. It's just mildly unpleasant. You're fucking quick drinking out of a fucking bending straw. You're in your fucking 40s. God damn it. Tell your stupid fucking story.
So yesterday, we go to a parade and barbecue thing in our neighborhood, and I run into a woman who is manages a friend of mine. So there's show business types around, and so she says,
Pick up the volume.
She says, "Hey, I manage a friend of yours, and blah blah blah." And she's talking show business, and we go on and on and on, blah blah blah. And it's getting a little bit long. And then one of her clients was on my Bring the Rock show. She goes, "That is a really good show." And I said, "Oh, thank you very much." And I don't want to talk about show business. I just want to eat some chips and hang out with my girls. And I can tell Amira's fucking bored. And then she says to me, she goes, "Yeah, I mean, that show's pretty good. I mean, some people are better. I mean, I gotta say, not everyone on your show was great." And I'm like, "What?" Oh. And so now she's fucking giving me notes on the show, right? So I'm like kind of aghast, you know, like thing that where you go, "Wow, this is not appropriate." And also, what the fuck are you like? I don't want to talk about show business anyway. And now I don't need you to fucking critique me. So I pinch Amira's arm, like, "Fuck this," right? You know, because we're buddies. And the woman sees me do it. I didn't realize that. And she goes, "Oh, well, I guess I'm boring you. No, I'll go." And I'll go. And she goes, "No, I'll go." And she walks away. And I go, "That was weird." And Amira goes, "Well, she totally saw you pinch me." And I said,
so awesome.
I know. So then I say, "Oh, should I go apologize to her?" And Amira goes, "Fuck no."
Yeah.
And I was like, and I get, it's that thing sometimes, and I've seen this happen to other people where other of my friends, anyone who's in show business or does anything, where somebody will come up and start complimenting them, and then they'll start putting them down. You know, they're like, I mean, I'll never forget, I did something with Robin Williams once, and somebody walked in and went, "Jesus, you're short." Jesus, you're short. No, to him, to Robin Williams. The first thing out of her mouth was, "Jesus, you're short." Like, this inappropriate, like, I have to say something inappropriate now, or I need to tell you my 2 cents. And I was like, I don't want to fucking hear about, it's 4th of July. I've got 2 little girls and me and my wife. We've got scooters and bicycles. Do you want to critique the show now?
Plus, it's a fucking stage show. It's not like every time it's going to be fucking different. There's going to be different people. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
You know, Hollywood and the last thing I want to hear about when I'm at a fucking block party or whatever you guys
it was a block party. That's exactly right.
Is some fucking asshole coming up and talking about show business and especially like critiquing what the fuck you're doing. Can I ask you something? Mm-hmm. How were you guys physically situated when you pinched Amira? Were you and Amira side by side and she was in front of you?
Yeah, she was in front of us and we were side by side.
How did you think that she wouldn't see you pinch?
Because I thought I was angled it the right way, where I just had my hand around Amira and I just pinched her. I really don't know. I was so that, you know, like that thing where you're talking to somebody and they suddenly say something you completely weren't expecting. You know, generally it's like when somebody says something racist and you're like, "Oh, what conversation are we in now?" This wasn't racist, but I was like, it really had this like harsh tone of like authority about the work I was doing, and I was like, "It's fucking the 4th of July. That show was 2 months ago. I don't want to talk about. Like, I don't. Was your client better than everyone that was on the show? Like, I was like, and then I'm like, oh, that's why you're the person that manages people at your level. Like, I want to go, look, I know the people you manage, and they all kind of fucking suck, except for the one client who I think might even be leaving you. Just walk away, you know,
because you're not a good person,
and I don't know.
I'll say it since you don't want to say it. Not a good person, but you should see. I don't even think the pinch was good. I would in that kind of situation. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
You know what? I have seen you, and this is one of my favorite things. We've never told this story. So, 2 years ago, I am asked to host a benefit for our friend Stacy Kaiser, who was on our talk show, my talk show, the show that Dave and I worked on, the Greg Barron show. She was the doctor on the show, the smart one, the therapist. And
she's on CNN all the time now.
She's fucking spectacular. She's a smart, fun, great woman who I love very much. Anyway, she asked me to host a benefit for her, and she had a silent auction, and the silent auction was being curated by a comedian named Ant and Ross the intern from The Tonight Show. And so I had invited Dave and Heather to come with me. Amira was in Hawaii, and I wanted someone to come for the night. And Dave worked on the show, and it was a big dinner, and it was a lot of fun. I like hanging out with Dave. So I invite them to come to the show. Little do I realize that we are seated at a table that also has this comedian Ant and Ross the intern. And I don't know any of Dave's history with Ant. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know what's going on. They go to the table. I go backstage to begin my hosting. Mm-hmm. And what happens? Well, because this is one of my favorite stories. And what I like about this story, I'm going to just set up, is that what happened is what you wish you'd said if you could do it again, but you said it while it was happening.
I have a lot of those.
Tell them the story.
So I had recently been asked to audition for Last Comic Standing, and Ant had been a judge, mm-hmm. and Alonzo Bowden had been a judge, and Kathleen Madigan.
Right.
So I watched, and the way they do this is...
Is this the Bill Bellamy season?
I don't know. I never watched it.
Yeah.
I guess, yes?
I think this is during the Bellamy years. It was post-Moore.
That shit was hot. That night. So I walk in, and, now there's two judges I don't respect and one that I do. And so I start into a joke, and Alonzo Bowden stops me and goes, yeah, man, you're doing one of Lewis Black's bits. And I'm like, it's the setup. And the setup was basically how George Bush, his face doesn't match what he says. Like, he has a weird face expression while he says something horrible. Yeah. That's a fucking observation.
Right. And you had that bit for a while.
And I had that bit for a long time. And he goes, you're doing a Lewis Black. And I go, no, I'm not. I'm doing a setup that we both have observed, and I'm going to do a different joke. And he goes, well, you shouldn't do that. And we get into it a little bit. And then they go, okay, well, keep going. So now it's fucking weird.
Really?
Because some fucking hack has just talked shit. Yeah, I'm going to call him a hack.
That's all right.
Talk shit to me. And a guy I don't fucking respect at all. And then, so I start doing another bit, and Ant, I do the joke, and Ant goes, watching you is like watching death. And I look at him, and I said, you're a fucking asshole. And I walked off stage. And that was my audition for Last Comic Standing.
So that went pretty good.
Yeah. So, cut to, all of a sudden, I'm at a benefit.
That's so weird, because that's also my audition for Jerry Maguire, the movie. But go ahead.
So, cut to the benefit.
Yeah.
My wife goes over to the table, and she sees that we're sitting at the same table as Ant, and now my wife can't just quietly sit there, and there's going to be tension, and she knows it, so she's got to take care of the situation and make it all better.
She's got a little coda happening.
Yeah. So
she's got a God love her, though.
So, yeah, no. It's very funny to me. Because if she had, in hindsight, she thought she was taking care of the situation, smoothing it over, so when I got there wouldn't be any problems.
Right.
What she didn't know is that I would have never said anything to Ant if he hadn't said anything about the situation. I would have just ignored it.
Right.
So
she said...
So she said, my husband doesn't like you, and she explains the story, and he's like, oh, it's television. It'll be fine. Mm-hmm. So I come over and
is that how he talks?
No, he's worse. I'm actually making him sound like a nice human being. So he comes over, I come over, and I sit down. And immediately he goes, so I hear you don't like me. And I go, no, I don't like you at all. And then I keep eating. And he goes, well, why don't you like me? And I go, well, I think you're an asshole. And he goes, well, because of Last Comic Standing? I go, yeah. And he goes, that's a TV show. I go, you don't fucking ever treat anybody like that. You don't talk to someone like that. I don't give a shit who you are.
Right.
And he goes, well, it's entertainment. I go, I don't fucking give a shit if it's entertainment. You were a fucking asshole. I don't like you. We can keep talking about this, but I'm not going to like you.
Yeah. I love it.
I know who you are. I don't give a shit. You're a fucking dick. And then it was awkward and silent. And then he got up and ran around and started telling the story to everyone. And I noticed because every time I walked by for the next 2 hours, he was telling someone the story and his little fucking head was spinning.
Dude,
and he couldn't take it.
I'll pick up that end of the ball. But I also do recall when I believe you also said, we're both comedians. Like you actually gave him the, you included him in our club.
I should.
But you did say something about like you don't do. I think you said to me, you don't do that to another that. You don't do that to another comedian.
Yeah.
Like you should know better as a comedian, which is the fucking truth. He came backstage and was like purple and fucking and asking me about it, and then wanting me to like because we're friends, and I was like, well. Maybe you shouldn't have been an asshole to him. Because, but it was television. I go, I don't know what to tell you, man. I go, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
excuse.
I go. That's your trade-off. That's your payoff. That's what you get for if that's the guy you're going to be. If you're going to be the Simon Cowell of the fucking lame comedy competition TV show, then that's what you get. People fucking hate you. People hate Simon Cowell. That's the thing. That's the trade-off. Stick by your guns.
Yeah.
Tell Dave that be a fucking man. If you're playing a character called the asshole, and you don't like the way people respond to you, play a different character. But the fact of the matter is, he didn't have a leg to stand on. He doesn't understand comedy, so all he can do is just put you down, and then not get asked back next season because nobody gives a shit or thinks of him as a person who's. I mean, they've got the judges they have on the show now, and I don't watch it, but they've got. Andy Kindler, Greg Giraldo, and
Tasha Leggero. Funny people.
All funny, interesting, solid comics. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, none of them actually plays the asshole. I mean,
no, they sound like legitimate judges. I mean, I don't watch it, but from what I've heard, Ant thinks he's doing a fucking character. I'm not down in your fucking play or whatever is happening in life. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't like comedy where you are just fucking mean to people. Plus, you have to know the person to be that kind of a dick. If he had known me, it would have been like, okay, I respect you. That's funny. Like, if that came from Kindler, it's fucking funny.
But it never would have because that if you're actually a comedian, you just let someone do their thing, and then like it just he was trying to be a star on television. What's gonna get me from point A to point B? What's going to give me notoriety? Because he doesn't have notoriety as a comedian.
No.
But if he comes off as this like, oh, he's so fun to watch because he really tells it the way it is. But instead, he's just an asshole. The only thing you can say for Simon Cowell is you go, God, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Not as mean, but I listen to that person saying and my reaction is, oh, God, just make it stop. And then he says that and then you go, well, that's kind of funny. But that's also... The other thing you have to remember about that kind of stuff is that's a game people have decided to participate in. I'm going to let you be the judge of my talent. And that's why I don't like that show because I think stand-up, it doesn't exist in 5-minute chunks. B, it'd be like if you were learning to paint. Like, you're never not learning how to be a stand-up. You're never not, as you do it, if you really do it, you're constantly reevaluating and reaffirming and reforming and getting... I mean, look at... if you're a really good comic, you get better as time goes on because it's a continuing process.
But you know what else about that show is that, it's a reality show, so it's fiction.
Yeah, of course.
It's bullshit. And the first season that they did it, Drew Carey's a friend of mine, and Drew was in Vegas to judge the last round, and they tallied up their points, and then they gave it to the people, and then they watched other people being selected. And Drew literally stood up in this Vegas theater and said, this is a fucking lie. These aren't the people we picked. And, made a big scene. And of course, no one saw that on television.
Right.
So that's what it is. And so, you know this going in. But they asked me to audition. And I went down there. I was told I would be going on. It was just like a formality. I'd be going on to later that night. And they did that to a bunch of people. They had, I think it was Jim Norton. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But I know they had a comic who lived in New York this same season that I auditioned, and they asked him to fly down to Florida because they didn't have enough comics to audition in Florida. And they said, we'll put you through to the next round. And he flew all the way from New York to Florida, and then they didn't. And it was like Brian Regan was trying to audition the same day I did, and they didn't let him through. Fucking Brian Regan. So it's a fucking horseshit show.
Yeah.
They just want young people that aren't known, and they're not that good, and it's just fucking bullshit. On top of that, if you have judges no one respects, you can go fuck yourself. Now, the great thing is that there is a coda. There's an end to this.
Oh, yeah.
So I am, maybe 6 months later, I'm sitting at home, and all of a sudden I start getting text after text and phone call after phone call, and my phone just fucking lights up. Because what had happened was, there was a big, for I guess the final show, they had a big event in Hollywood. So there are all these comics and comedy-related people, managers, and so on and so forth there. And they did a Ant montage of what Ant stuff through the season. Crazy stuff Ant had said and done.
Right.
He's a wacky character. And at the very end of it, the way they capped it was me going, they bleeped it, but it was me going, you're a fucking asshole, and pointing at him and walking off stage. So not only did I get to call him an asshole on network television, bleeped out, but then I also got a nice $800 check for that. So
great.
I got paid $800 to call Ant an asshole.
That's awesome. And then you also told him in person, which is I mean, you also told him again at a function.
Yeah.
In person. But what I like about it is you didn't it wasn't like you went after him, and it wasn't like you engaged him and also you went back to your meal. Like, I don't like you, leave me alone. And then he has that, that low self-esteem, need to please kind of situation where he's got to get, oh no, please make this better, like me for my trespasses, and fuck that, and fuck that guy, and fuck anybody who, I really am at that point now in life where I'm like, especially with like people on the internet and all that kind of stuff, it's like, you know what, fuck you and your chicken shit fury. It's so easy to hate things. It's so hard to stand for something, and it's so easy just to put somebody down. It's the easiest fucking thing a baby can do it.
Yeah.
And it's gutless, and it means nothing. If you don't like something, turn it off. Go find something. Be about something. Respond with art. Respond with some kind of, something that's yours. Just sitting and shitting on things is useless, and it's just bad for your soul. It's just bad for you.
So I'll be on Chelsea Handler tonight at 11.
Oh, man, I cannot wait.
All right. You guys have a good one.